Hi everybody, I am very excited to share my newest resin bloom tutorial with you, and if you stick around to the end you're going to see why this is my absolute favorite. So I'm going to take this step by step, nice and slow, so that everybody can follow along and create your own resin blooms. So first up, I am measuring equal parts of A and B into this cup here. So I first poured part B, and I can't remember if I think I did 60 milliliters to start. So I did 30 of part A and then 30 of part B. For this piece, I use Let's Resin, and I will link it in the video for you guys to purchase it if you need more resin. Otherwise, you can use any resin that you have. Next up, we're gonna stir up our resin really well, just like we do in all the videos. You wanna make sure that you scrape the sides. And the exciting thing that I'm introducing to you guys in this video, how many of you is a brand one of these tools, but it is something I have been wanting for the past 6-7 years that I've been working with resin. So now that we've mixed up our resin, check this out. So this is called the Airless Pro 3 Bubble Remover. This is going to remove all the bubbles. This is why this is so exciting, because as you can see, I mixed it up super fast. Wasn't worried about the bubbles because I now have this bubble remover machine. So this one here was gifted to me by the brand Resinier, so that's why I'm showing it in the video. And look at this, you put it inside and you turn it on, and I have this on super speed. It took about 5 minutes, but it released every single bubble that was inside that cup. The thing about this tool is that it actually is going to make your resin less stressful because you're not going to have any bubbles. And this is the biggest problem that I have with resin is bubbles. So we now have our mold that we're going to pour into. So I'm doing a coaster resin bloom, and I'm slowly just pouring it into the base of the mold. I poured about 1/4 filled, like for the mold, and then the little bit of leftover resin I added into a Dixie cup, because that is what I'm going to be using to mix up my white. And then that little bit that I had left over, I just added it back to the original silicone mold. So the reason why you want your resin blooms to be bubble free too is because that bloom is going to be on the opposite side. So that first bit of resin that you pour needs to be crystal clear. Okay, so now to do the white blooms, I'm going to use my favorite pigment paste, which is the Tea Expert brand, and I am just pouring one little drop. So you can see the amount of resin that I have in the Dixie cup. It's probably about an ounce, maybe a little bit over an ounce of resin. And you are going to mix it up just like this. And again, this resin was also in the bubble remover machine, so there are no bubbles in this resin. And then the trick to blooms is going to be waiting for the temperature of the resin to get to the right temperature. So as we're mixing up the white, we know that we have our coaster mold that's just sitting there, and it is getting up to temperature, but let's just do a measurement so you guys can see. And this is the infrared thermometer. What do we have it at? I think it was like 80, 81. So that is perfect temperature, but not exactly warm enough to make our blooms. So for this bloom, I decided to go with these little rock crystals. So I can also list those as well if you want the link for these, but I just carefully place these in the middle because I've put them in before and they've kind of spread out. That's why you do want your resin temperature to be about 82 degrees or so before you add these in, or they're going to start to move, kind of separate from the center of your coaster. And because we're making a bloom, you want this to be the center of the flower. I also really like when I use these little rock crystals, the colored rock crystals, because they sink so that they really become the focus of the center of the flower once you demold the piece, and you'll see in the final reveal. Okay, so now that I've kind of placed these in the resin, I'll do a little close-up. Now you can see what they look like. And then here is the trick, my favorite trick, which I forgot to videotape this part, but I am using a piping bag that I've placed inside another Dixie cup, and then I am placing my white pigment paste that I've mixed into my clear resin inside that piping bag. I've also used a plastic bag for this. I have tried just pouring it out of the Dixie cup, but I end up making big globs, and it ends up being a big, huge mess if you just try to pour it directly from the Dixie cup. So after this, you are going to squeeze all the resin down to the bottom of the piping bag, and then you're gonna just twist off. You'll see how I'm doing it here. Just twist it off just like that, and then you're gonna set this aside. So the reason why we are setting the white pigment paste aside is because it has to warm up. So what I decided to do was place both the piping bag with the resin and the mold with the resin inside into my curing machine. And what I did was I put it in there for about 3 minutes, and then I checked it, because when you put in the curing machine, it heats it up a bit. You could probably also use a curing mat, but I did need the temperature of the resin to come up a little bit more than what it was at, because when I first checked it, I believe it was 81 or 82 degrees. So if your resin is not the right temperature, the bloom is not going to work out as good as you want. So look at that, 78 degrees. It actually got colder. And the reason why, does anybody know why? Because I am doing this in my backyard. It was 9 p.m. when I was doing this. So the sun had gone down and it was actually starting to get dark out. So I placed my curing machine lid back on and I set it for a couple more minutes. And then by the time I came back, I checked and I think it was at 90 or 84. There you go. So 84, and I felt that this was a good time to get started. So for this one, we went with the alcohol ink. And let me tell you, we had a big fail at the start, and I'm so glad that I came in and rescued it. So here I started using the shimmer alcohol ink. I can't remember what color it is. Probably if you pause the video, you'll be able to see the name of it. But it looks fantastic right now, and it ended up being a big, big fail. But I did rescue it. And then the next color I put in was the blush. Again, it's a little bit too pink for me. I would have liked it to be a little bit lighter. Blush, I would think that it would be lighter, but it came out quite dark pink. Okay, so I just did a darker in the center and we went lighter on the outside. So we waited a little bit and the temperature got up to 91, and I thought, okay, perfect. This is the time to start adding the white. And again, you can see, I don't know if you can see good enough or not, but the consistency of the white, it's not drippy. It is a little bit thicker than your clear resin that you'd be pouring into a mold. It's like just a little bit thicker. Okay, so you want to make sure you cut a little tiny tip so that the amount of resin that's coming out at one time is not a lot. Okay, because then you're going to get those white ugly globs. So here I am, I'm just going around starting in the center, and I'm just making like little loops around the whole thing. And again, everybody, I am doing this in real time so that you guys can create the video yourself, or like create the piece yourself all at the same time. All right, so as I'm going around, I decided to do almost, I would say, half of the coaster in this little loopy design. And then I ended up switching it up and adding more of a petal-like white curve. And you will see exactly how I do that coming up next. And sorry if my hand covers some of the design process, but I think you can get the idea. I did kind of loop around and then try to make an even space where I was then looping the next one around. So as you're watching this, make sure if you have any questions, just drop them down below in the comments. I am usually very responsive to your questions. I'm here to help out and would love questions below. Now remember, as we're adding the white to this The temperature of the resin is beginning to heat up even more, so you do have to work a little bit faster. And what I started doing now are larger loops, and I loop it all the way around because I wanted a lot of the white to be showing through when the bloom was complete. So I just looped it around just like this, almost making little petals. And then I went in again with some more white in any of the spots that I found needed some more white. Okay, everybody, this is where you're going to see where the big fail was that I, thank goodness, was able to rescue. So I grabbed a toothpick and I began to drag it through from the center out. And as I started dragging it through the purple was completely glooped or globbed up. I could not drag any of like the resin, it wouldn't drag through. It was just all goopy and really gross. So what I decided to do after I took the toothpick all the way through everything, because I was able to drag the pink through, I ended up removing all the purple ink that was in the center. So luckily I had a tool on hand. It's like has a little silicone rubber end, and I was able to carefully scoop out the purple without disrupting those rock crystals that are in the center. I had to be very careful. I really thought that I was going to ruin the piece, but I think I did save it. You guys can let me know when you see the final reveal, but I was starting to get a little bit upset, like thinking, oh shoot, I ruined the entire piece. So here I am going in, I carefully kind of scoop up the purple, and look, it just came out in these globs. So this was a little bit time consuming, and time is not always on our side for resin, but luckily because we were outside, it was keeping the temperature of the resin a little bit cooler than if we were inside. Okay, now that I've removed all the purple, I now am putting my curing machine back on. And here we have a sneak little peek of what it looks like as it's curing. And again, like I said, this takes 2 hours to cure. All right, so the time has passed and we can now pour our second layer, or the base layer, or the bottom layer, like the bottom of the coaster. And for this design, I decided to go with a purple color. It is, right now it's a dark shimmer, but I do want to make it a much lighter base color. I wanted to go for more of a pastel look than a bright colored look. So I added 1 little drop of pigment paste, and you're gonna see how far the pigment paste goes when you add this to the mica. It almost took away all my shimmer, which I didn't want it to. So I ended up adding a little bit more of the mica powder into this so that I could have it a little bit darker than it appears right now. Again, I am mixing in real time so that you can all follow along and create your own bloom yourself. And I wanted everyone to have a realistic idea of how long everything really takes to create one of these resin blooms. Obviously, I didn't do the 2 hours in real time because that would have been pretty boring. But you can see it is all mixed up now, and I'm ready to pour on this beautiful piece. I can't wait to reveal it. Hopefully that little mess up did not ruin the whole piece. So I started by pouring in the center, and then it just slowly evened out to the sides. I did use a popsicle stick to push it all the way, and just to make sure that there were no bubbles along the edge. But again, because of my bubble remover machine, it had absolutely no bubbles along the edge. Often that is where I find my bubbles after I demold my piece. There'll be a bubble like in the corner of the coaster, and it's not very good. Okay, here we are revealing the piece, the magic piece, because I had put it in the curing machine again for the 2 hours, and now everything is fully cured. Oh, wow. The piece turned out just stunning. You can see that little bit of dark purple that's still left in the center, but everything else is just perfect. Here is another angle to show you all the close-ups of how the white spread out so perfectly. I just love how this piece turned out. So thank you again for sticking around to watch the entire resin bloom video. Drop any questions you may have below. Shop all the products in the video down below as well. Thank you.